Okay, hello everybody, welcome back. And today's another fun day. So Bob is still here, and we recently posted a video where we used the big old tractor right there to pull down that wall. And oh my gosh, did it open this space up. And we're gonna not even talk about that. So this space is all cleared out, but there's another section of wall that's right here. And we had so much fun pulling it down the first time, we're gonna do that again. So last time we took a sledgehammer, knocked the bottoms out, and then wrapped the chain around and pulled the tops out. And the beams here, they're like 3.5, I think, by 8. They came crashing down, and this time we're not even going to do the sledgehammer. We're just going to see if that tractor can jerk those out. So we're going to pull that down, and then when you stand here, you'll be able to see from end to end, which is pretty cool. So we'll get started with that, and then we'll see what else we can squeeze into our day. You're hitting plywood, aren't you? Let me look. Oh, it's covered by cardboard boxes. Let me clear these boxes out. Yeah, I think so. If you push it through, I'll grab a hold of it and pull it on around. Okay, now will the tractor start? Ooh. Okay, that's how you do it. Neutral, neutral, clutch in.
That must have been attached to it.
Yeah, it was. It's got some heavy copper wire in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it go all the way through?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's heavy gauge. What is that? Wait. So I've decided that I'm not throwing any copper wire away at all, or recycling, just because you don't know when it could come in handy here. And
Yeah.
when I priced for fixing the elevator, it was like $2,000 to go from that place to the elevator. And
We did it for nothing.
yeah, we did it for nothing. So, okay. All right, job's done.
Yeah.
Okay, the sum total for that whole job was about 8 minutes. It's gone. So now that we have a system for stacking wood on the trailer, taking it out to our country place and burning it, that'll be in a near future project. And I'm having trouble deciding, do we keep that room in there or have the building open from one end all the way to the other end. There is this wall that really is serving no purpose except for obstructing traffic when you're walking around. So that one's gonna go. The question is, what about that room over there? So I just showed up this morning. It's bright and early, and look what Bob's doing. If you recall, we removed the HVAC here that went into the room that's inside there, and there was a giant hole for the HVAC there. So I show up, and Bob's already got that wired closed, so the little rug rats in the neighborhood don't do a Goonies adventure.
Yeah.
That's what we should call them, Goonies.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Scooby-Dooers is what we've been calling them. Okay, key in the off position. That's something that I've been forgetting. Hey, Bob, yesterday we were looking for a 90-degree, right?
Yeah, that's one thing.
That's why I said, hey, do LBs work? But that would have been perfect, yeah?
Do you have the cover, though?
We can
That
buy
would be
cover.
the next question.
But that open space is big enough we could get in to manipulate those wires and turn them, yeah? I think I've got several of these, so I'm gonna start putting them together. Because that's the 1-inch stuff, right? That's 1 inch.
Well, see, the other thing you got to keep in mind, like, this one would have had to have went like this, so you're going to be working out of the top of it.
Oh, okay.
So they make them, let's see. Yeah, there's no way you could
But
get
you don't have to fasten this to the rafter. You can use fastener just out.
right to the conduit and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But it would be hard to get into that one. But then they make them that come out the right side, left side. So like if you had it like that and came down this way, it would be much easier to get in there and work.
Yeah. Well, that if it came out the side, that would be like a 90-degree and a 90-degree together, right? Like, is that right? Well, it would be a 190-degree like that, but it would get you in two different directions.
Yeah, you'd still have your 90. This one wouldn't be here, and it would just be coming straight down.
Yeah, because yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we're loading up all this stuff. We're going to take it out to Westfield to burn it. And I use the word loading it all up lightly because there's no way we're going to be able to fill everything. But our current strategy is to put cardboard and this loose, trashy stuff on the bottom, and then on top put all of the large, flat sheets of old paneling so that it kind of serves as a cap on the trailer. So the initial estimate was 6 trailer loads, and we're currently loading our second trailer load that's going out to get burned. So I'm guessing that we underestimated just a little bit.
It keeps growing, though. We
It
come in
does
the
keep
next
growing.
morning, and it seems like it's bigger than it was when we left.
Yeah. Well, who was the guy from Greek mythology that had to keep pushing the rock up the hill because he gave humans fire?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of who it was.
I think it has a P in it. Wasn't Prometheus, was it? Who was that? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Leave it a note in the comments. But this is like our metaphorical boulder that we're pushing up the hill. Okay, so we just picked a couple of small panels from that room. These are damaged. They've got holes cut out of them and stuff. These are the ones we couldn't reuse or repurpose. And we're just using them as sides. So we can fill this up with the little chunky stuff, and then the giant sheets will stack on top of that. We'll have 5 feet tall pretty much in this trailer. It's starting to shrink. You wouldn't know it, but you got a nail?
I thought I did, but I don't see them.
So how long did it take us to load this trailer, do you think?
Probably hour and a half.
Yeah, I would say like an hour and 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is tightly packed. That's the good thing about paneling. It stacks so tightly. And I don't know if you can tell, but I can definitely tell that the pile is shrinking. And my confidence has been restored that six trips will be enough. because most of that pile there will be a single trip, then another one, and then by that time we'll have a little more stuff to throw on. So, okay, we're gonna pull around front and tie that down, and we're gonna hit the open road. I was gonna ask, do your kids watch the YouTube channel? Do they watch you on it? Do they take any interest?
I don't think so.
No? So right here where this PTO transfer happens, there's a crack in the frame here. And Bob was saying this is cast, so it might be problematic to weld. So it's got to come off, weld that crack there, and then put it back on. So the problem is that because of that crack, it's loose, and the whole thing shakes when you mow with it. So we parked it. We tried to. You cannot lift this thing with 2 or 3 guys. You have to connect the tractor to it, lift it up on the hydraulics, and then put it on the trailer. So maybe next time. But it's a pretty simple weld, right? It just takes quick. Once that thing is off.
Yeah, once it's off, it wouldn't be hard to weld.
Okay.
What I used to do on mine is I would hook a chain right here. And then hook it to the back of the tractor, and then flip it up onto this.
Stand it up on, and then you can work on it.
Work underneath of it.
Oh, okay. So I've got the beams at the factory and the chain hoist. I was thinking about just chain, but then it would be like you couldn't put torque on a wrench because the thing would swing then.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's not going to be an easy job, but it's doable.
But I could also just take it into a place that repairs stuff and just give it to them. And
yeah, I don't know what that would cost. One of these little paper.
Oh yeah, one of these things.
Yeah, one of these things flew off. That's all I saw.
I didn't even notice it.
It wasn't too long after we left.
But if I noticed it, I didn't notice it. No, I'm just kidding.
You just sped up.
Yeah. That's over in Poland they have this saying, like, if you are tired of the potholes, just drive faster. You just kind of skip over them.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I forgot. Just throw those in the back of the truck. I'll deal with them later.
So dumb mistake. I forgot the lighter to light the wood. So we have a propane heater in. If we can get it sparked up and going, we can touch some paper on it and get a flame that way. No fuel in it? No, like clickety click.
No. And it looks like this should be one, but no.
Oh, it is, right? Where does it go to?
To that?
That doesn't automatic. This is what
I'm
you're
thinking
pressing.
It must just be the shut off.
Huh. Well, that's not gonna work. Worst case scenario, I can run into town. It's like 5 miles back. I mean, to Casey. It's 5 miles down and 5 miles back. Man, what a pain. Yeah, it has one, but it's missing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my truck, so maybe sometimes I'll. Nope. No. That's a real bummer. Alright, so we're riding into town, riding in style this time, just to go get a lighter. That lighter gets hot. Dang it.
Is that an outtake?
Yeah, no, it's gonna make it. I think we won't need to do anything beyond that. Everything in there is incredibly dry. Like there's not a lick of moisture in it. These toilets are all just random parts. They're weird. The bolt holes don't match up. The bottoms are broken, or the top is broken, or they're missing the, some of them have like weird shapes on them and stuff, so the lids don't work on them. They're not terribly unique. There's nothing like vintage or desirable about them, so they're best used as landfill. The great thing is when you crush them up, they work as basically what you can call clean landfill. So it's just porcelain that crushes into a fine, almost like gravel. So I called the city. Let's see. I've actually talked to the city multiple times, but about a year ago I talked to them and they said that I can fill the pylons outside that used to be the base for the water towers. There were two, way back in the day, there were two water towers to this building. And the reason for those water towers was to pressurize water to get all the way up to the third floor for fire suppression, the sprinkler system. So, but decades ago, those towers were removed. And yeah, so we now got these like empty concrete pylons that the city said I can fill in. And when I take trash to the landfill, because heaven knows there is a lot of trash in this building. When they do it by weight. And just a few of these toilets, you're up to your ton. So I wish metal added up that quick for the scrapyard, but it doesn't. And these are incredibly heavy. Like they're really old ones, and they didn't skimp on the materials. They're really thick-walled. And so, a single trailer is tons, and they charge over $100 per ton. So this is what I'm going to use for filling those pylons, because this is the expensive stuff to throw in the landfill. All of that stuff, that fiberglass, those panels from the T-bar hanging ceiling, those don't weigh anything. So I can, in a single load, take as much as I want of that, and I'm going to be under 120 bucks. Here, just those few toilets right there would probably be 120 bucks to get rid of. So wouldn't even fill the 14-foot trailer. So anyway, the next 2 days is going to be all about cleaning this entire space. And I don't know how far I'm going to get. My goal is to get it all cleaned out and actually get all of this old paneling off. There's the elevator behind me. I want to get the rest of the elevator exposed. We've had a lot of questions about when the elevator is going to be done. The plan is my very next trip, we're going to try to see if we can get that thing going. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And for now, I have got my work cut out for me for the next few days. So, time to get busy. So I'm trying to decide if I want to try something out. I've got hydraulics on this tractor, and so I lifted up this part of the 3-point hitch. And I'm thinking about connecting those two sockets with the side of this, and then using the hydraulics to lift that front wheel, because it's got 3 wheels, or actually it's got 4. The 2 in front are a little bit closer to each other, but I'm thinking about lifting those off the ground and just having the back, and using that as kind of like a tow plate that I can load with the toilets or whatever in order to pull. I could put the 14-foot trailer on the truck, but this looks like more fun using a tractor. Okay, that chain's kind of loose, so it might have too much give. Probably should have started with the hydraulic hitches a little bit lower. But I'm gonna give it a shot. All I have to do is just get it just an inch or two above the ground, and hopefully it'll work. It's just like about an inch off the ground, and even if it does touch, it'll just roll. So, in theory, that's gonna work. In practice, I don't know. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and back it up and start loading. Get some porcelain on it. I need to get like a hay wagon, big old hay wagon. That would be perfect for this place. I was just thinking I probably need to figure out a different wagon for the back of the tractor. There's no sides on that, so nothing to keep stuff from sliding off. So these are really slick, so I can't stack a whole bunch really high or they will definitely topple, and then I'll have a hot mess on my hands. So I think I'll just consider this like a little experiment, we'll call it. Of my experiment. I don't want to stack these up too high. It's a maiden voyage. Don't want them to topple, so that's got to be at least 100 pounds right there, I would say. Just guessing, but those things are heavy. So the other thing is that they don't take as much space when they're all busted up. So I've got to kind of get out there and decide, do I want to go through the effort to bust them up or just throw them in? Okay, so in theory it's a good idea, but in practice not so much. I think this trailer is this cart is what you call a hardtail. It's just iron wheels, no rubber even. Definitely no suspension of any kind. Just iron frame with an iron axle and an iron wheels. So it vibrates horribly. The steering isn't very good. There's no sides on it, and I don't think it's going to work. But that's the thing about this place. It's just all a matter of experimentation, finding out what works and trying different things to get the job done. So, but anyway, it's all out. I'm going to figure out what to do about this pit. So this one is like, I would say 85% full. Got some plants growing in there. You can't even see the garbage. So I'm going to throw them in here, and it's pretty hot, so I don't even think I'm gonna break. I'm just gonna throw them in. Over here, This one's empty. So I've already torch cut those cool tanks because I thought they would be super cool industrial pedestals for a sculpture, you know, or something industrial to sit on top of them once they're sitting upright. They got those giant bolt heads, and they're solid iron and incredibly heavy. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to salvage some of the other stuff. There's some really big valves, which would be pretty cool for a project, but at least I'll get these columns out. And I'm afraid I don't really want to start throwing stuff in because I don't want to interfere with that process. So we're just gonna start filling this one until it's full to the brim. Now the toilets will have to get broken because they won't fit through this little gap. So the other toilets, sinks, other vintage items in the building that can be salvaged that might be desirable, I'm gonna figure out something for them. But not everything is worth the time and effort, sadly. I mean, what are the chances I'm gonna go looking for the right tank for one of these to fit? And for every one that it fits is a million that it doesn't fit. So. And there is something to be said for there's something to be said just for getting them out of the building. That's a net positive, I think. Okay, so it was worth a try, but I know in my heart of hearts that it's better just to hook the bumper trailer to the truck, back it in, and I can basically take almost everything out with just one or two loads. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Morning sun on the hill, quiet breeze standing still. Hear the birds singing loud, mountain echoes make me proud. Golden fields all around, simple life in this small town. Pick up my banjo and play, chasing worries miles away.
Oh man. So the pile keeps getting smaller and smaller, but it looks bigger and bigger at the same time. Just don't make no sense. Okay, so this pile's been here for a year and a half, and you guys would be proud of me because I rustled up a cart with a little hopper there. And those of you who know me know that my standard MO would be to carry individual shovels all the way back there to where I'm dumping it. So I'm trying to grow as a I'm trying to grow as a person. So yeah, so this pile is going to be gone. Let me see if I can do the magic gone effect. Darn it. Oh, okay, that's a little bit more like it. Don't look over there. I do not remember putting all this stuff in here, but I guess I did. So I heard my dad the other day saying that I'm just like an eternal unbridled optimist. And I constantly am thinking about how to make these videos worth watching. Should I just show work being done? Should I be doing commentary? I think it's a strong balance, because if I go one way or the other, then I see it in the comments. People are commenting. So it's always a balance, and I'm trying to figure out how to, bring you guys along in the story and tell you about what's on my mind, but also show the actual work being done. So I guess you could say it's at the confluence of extreme optimism and the apex of naivete to take on a project like this. And the thing is that the building has provided along the way. So it's like, what do they say? Like the bumblebee doesn't know it can't fly, but it's not aerodynamic. I got started on this project, and every single thing that I've needed, the building has provided. And this is, thanks to YouTube in large part, people have reached out to help me. I mean, I've met Neil, I've met Bob and Jeff and Tim and a whole bunch of other people. Jake got in contact with me again. And they've kind of come to my rescue, and they've been helping me along all the way. So I'm going to ride this wave as long as I can. Every day I'm incrementally getting closer and closer and closer. And even though it's technically not possible to do with a giant budget, I'm getting through it. One challenge at a time, I'm getting through it. And so today I basically removed this entire pile. And this is kind of the moment where I'm extremely tempted to say, all right, guys, thanks, we did it. We cleared out the pile, and tune in next time. But something tells me you guys aren't going to let me get away with that. I need to get into that relentless gear like always and make sure that this is completely done. So I'm going to give it another push. But stay tuned, because we're going to have some fun with this and this. So that's going to be fun. So let me just give this final push, get that out of here, get it all cleaned up and swept out, and then we can move on to the I don't know what you call it, demolition, the destruction of the toilets. So, okay, here we go. So one thing that might be, or might not be super evident in the video is that this doesn't just go into a dumpster and disappear. So it's 99% clean, unpainted wood scraps or cardboard. So I'm basically making a bonfire or multiple bonfires with it and burning it. So if it was painted or something like that, it didn't go in the pile. So you notice that there's none of that in here. Just clean wood scraps. But because it's not going in a dumpster and disappearing, it means I have to load everything twice. I'm only filming this half of the work. So I take the full loaded trailer out to where I'm burning it, and then I have to unload it again and then come back in and get the next one. So that's why this process is taking an entire day to get accomplished. And this pile here is basically the exact same thing, except that it's got some metal mixed in with it and some of these fiberglass ceiling tiles. Just because in the beginning I didn't take the extra effort to separate it. So as I go through that, I'm gonna have to segregate those things out and send them to the places that they go. So this is gonna be for my next trip. No time to deal with that today. Down to the nitty gritty. Whoa, okay. So I've said it before on other projects, I wouldn't want to eat my lunch off of it, but it is definitely cleaned out. And it took me a lot longer than I hoped. So I guess that brings me full circle to my comments about optimism. So when I started out today, this is my last day before I fly back to Poland. And when I started out today, I thought, you know what? I can clean that entire space out and I can get that to the dumpster area and take these toilets out and smash them and have this whole space cleaned out in a single day. And optimism, the trade-off is you can kind of get disappointed sometimes. So sadly, I didn't reach my initial goal, but I promised you guys that we were gonna smash some toilets. We're gonna smash some toilets. I'm not gonna leave until I smash a couple toilets. So I'm gonna take that last load of material out and I'm gonna come back and load up as many of these toilets as I can, and we're gonna introduce them to Mr. Sledgehammer. Okay, sadly I'm not gonna get all of them done, but I'm ready to start loading, and at least I'm gonna get all of those plates up there and 5 or 6 of these toilets here. That'll make a good dent in it. Then when I come back next time, the first thing I'll do is start on the rest of this, get it all cleaned out, and hopefully start with the paneling on the wall, returning it to the original brick. So I've got a lot of loading to do. That one might be worth saving. It's a big industrial one. So I'll set it aside. It was new in box, so. Okay. So I'm holding off on the colored vintage ones because people have said on the comments that they're super hard to find and people want them. So not only that, I could get lucky and maybe some of these work for the colored vintage toilets that I have. So. Okay. You guys ready for this? Here we go. That was much louder in real life. Little known fact, when you hit a toilet with sledgehammer, the little porcelain particles fly at you at a gazillion miles an hour. And that's the same as the speed of light. That's what they taught us in high school. Light travels at a gazillion miles an hour. And so it's not very fun when you get hit by them. So here we go. That broke a lot easier than I thought. Okay. Last one. Last little drop of therapy. So crushing toilets is, as it turns out, good therapy. And I'm feeling really good. I was hoping today would go a little bit quicker and I'd have a shorter day, but I really had to push it to meet my goals. But I'm really feeling good because I'm leaving tomorrow to go see my baby son, which I haven't seen in 3 weeks. And he's not much for FaceTime. So I get to go see him in person. So I can't wait. And yeah, so I'll see you guys again soon and take care. Don't forget to leave me a comment. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.